Hi, my name is Jordan Perdue, and this is my creative research presentation. So when I started to go into the Columbia Library, I found that there was two books that really caught my attention. Those two were La Chapelle Land, which was published in 1996, and Cindy Sherman, which was published in 2012. So from the book, I learned that David LaChapelle, was born in Hartford, Connecticut on March 11, 1963. He began his career in the 80s in New York City, focusing on fine art and fashion photography. He started to gain notoriety around the 90s and the 2000s. His unique style is theatrical and vibrant. It's because of this that his work can often blur the lines between commercial and fine art. He's worked with artists such as Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, and his work has appeared in Vogue, Vanity Fair, and GQ. So here are a couple images that were from the La Chapelle land. So the main aspects that really got my attention when I was looking at this book was one, the editing. It's very vibrant and bold, which I feel like is not something that you see a lot in fashion photography. I feel like a lot of times, especially with things like in Vogue, the colors are a little bit more subtle and a little bit more cool tone, but he just goes all out, which I think is part of what his like fine art that influences that. And it's very theatrical. It's like these are not things that you would normally see, like her on the ground right here, just like sprawled out, which is really cool. It's just like obviously it's staged, but it still brings so much life to not only the photograph, but like the garments. It like makes me think like, oh, like what's her story? Which I feel like is something that's really important with fashion photography. And it also feels like these are moments within a world. I'm not looking at these photos and going like, oh, this is someone taking a photo of a garment. It's like, no, like these are just like glimpses into like the world of, I don't know, like this person's like I don't know, like a pop star diva, and these are some moments that are in her world, which I think is really cool and why I really vibed with and enjoyed La Chapelle Land. The next person is Cindy Sherman. Cindy Sherman was born in Glen Ridge, New Jersey on January 19th, 1954. She began her career in the late 70s, exploring themes of identity, gender, representation, and mass media. Through self-portraits, she creates new identities using makeup, costumes, and prosthetics. Her work has been shown internationally, and she is considered one of the most influential contemporary artists. So from the Cindy Sherman book, it showed like almost over 100 of her photos throughout her entire career. And these were just three that I picked from. And what really caught my attention is how, even though these are all self-portraits, they all have such distinct characters that aren't related. And I think even though we don't necessarily get to see the full world that she might have thought in her brain when creating these characters, still the characters themselves are important and really interesting to look at. And I think that just really is super cool, especially with this. Like, this is amazing. And this being her is just like absolutely insane, which I love. So, how my work relates to these photographers. So, Dave's theatrical takes of fashion are really similar to how I like to create fashion photography. I don't like my work to focus only on the garment itself, but the feeling, the vibe, the essence, and the clothing that and the essence that the clothing gives off. So while I think it's important to show off the garment, I think what really entices people to fashion and what they wear is how it makes them feel, what it makes them imagine when they're wearing it, and honestly, what fantasy that they're living in when they are wearing a garment. So I think that's one of the reasons why I feel like David LaChapelle represents how I like to do fashion photography because I don't think that just a good photo of the garment is enough for me. I feel like I always need more from just the garment, you know? And for Cindy Sherman, I feel like Cindy's aim to create characters relates to my work in a way where it encourages me to go take things further in order to achieve that world building effect that I like in my photographs. So with my garments and how I photograph them, I like to build a world around it. And I feel like in the past, my work has been pretty good at giving off the vibe, but it hasn't created that full-on world that I feel like I'm missing. And I feel like I need Cindy encourages me with how she does prosthetics and how she does her makeup and costumes. It just encourages me that I need to go further to even create that world. So, in order to do this, I think my first photo shoot that I want to do will help encapsulate what I've learned from both of these artists. I am a studio focused photographer, though, for some of the stuff that I'm going to work with in this for this class, I do want to push my boundaries and try some outside photography or on location photography. So my idea is the free pilot. Um, the photo inspo is just like literally they use this like imagine like a free essence, a free vibe, but I think I am going to change it just a tiny bit to be a little bit more nautical themed. I feel like the pilot theme, obviously because we're looking at photos right now, it's been done, but I feel like a nautical theme that also has these aspects of just like um free and refreshing and just like I don't know, young or something like that. And I also just really want to try to find the right garment that I feel like can represent that. So aspects of the photo shoot I want to obviously have are splashes of water, angel wings, and a pilot outfit that was going to work, but I think more of a nautical, but more avant-garde nautical theme would really work. And as for male models, I think that yeah, a younger looking male model would work. I know that for the first day, I did say that I wanted to have more mature models in my work. But I think for this specific photo shoot, just because I'm already diving into something that's very new for me with the location shoot, I think using a younger model will honestly just help bring alive the world that I imagined within my brain. And yeah, that was my presentation. Thank you.